if you want to stand out, if you believe that many vendors will come with similar apps, doing something different hardware, different application, but something that steals some time from your guy. Yeah. Then perhaps consider gamification. Consider that he actually looks forward to scoring on your app every morning. So he can then compare himself to peers, so he knows what level he is at. He has the best uptime within 100 miles or whatever he measured, something he can present to his management or something he can have fun with. So I think the gamification is something worth considering, especially if you're looking at not particularly IT-savvy people who don't enjoy IT, you don't want people to have this as a chore. You want them to enjoy this. And if you can do that, I think that's a great benefit. Our recommendation from our group would probably be to start small, because you risk having so big ambitions on all the stuff you could do will tip the whole project if you're not successful in half year or a year. But if instead you try to find some little thing you would like to accomplish and be successful at that and get the attention from your customer through that, we think could be a winning formula compared to doing the whole elephant right there. It has to be close to you. It has to be something you don't have to go looking for, and mostly you know where your phone is. So yes, I think the phone is going to be central in this. I come from the security business, and one of the issues about security business is everybody says we are more secure. Yeah. And the customer has no clue. He cannot compare it on any scale. He cannot really apples and pears. So it's very important when you sell security to be tangible in a way that can be understood, because otherwise you will be presented upward in the system as more secure, and somebody else will say, no, but they are more secure. Everybody's more secure. So selling security, I think you need to be as tangible as you can. And in that respect, there was thoughts about if you could do a security audit where you actually have a third-party hacking a system, a friendly hacking, where you offer, should we just check your system, and you can come back and say, well, we find 5 holes, but our system can actually handle that. It will be a very tangible approach to security. The easiest thing in the world is to make it 100% secure, and nobody's going to use it. Yeah. So we had a discussion in my company with Apple about the fingerprints. We were in the fingerprint business, right? And their comment was, we never want to mention security, because how do you market a negative? So they always only use convenience. They never came with this is more secure like many others did. That was sort of the implied function of it, but they never mentioned it themselves. Always talked about convenience, because suddenly if something wasn't secure, at least they had not said it. So they were just trying to make it a more convenient way to maintain a high level of security. I think what we're going to see is many more biometrics is entering. So you'll have eye metrics, and you will have voice, and you'll have gestures and face. That there are many and you can actually merge many of them together. So you do a biometric profiling match based on several biometrics. The tendency towards Bitcoin and other payment solutions will facilitate some of that. There are some of the existing structures that can only be so secure. And that is really a weight against convenience and consumer. So I think the industry will go at lengths not to minimize any spending because of security issues. They cannot tolerate that. So I think they'd rather take some of that risk upon themselves than minimize the spending. So I think it's going to be a transformation where we will see more security, but it will also be convenient, and sort of sharing the risk on that will be central. And I think some of the new Bitcoin and other solutions could facilitate some of that. IT industry always says next year, and real world is normally 3 or 4 years after that. So timing it, you remember with NFC chips, that was predicted for 10 years, and next year was going to be the breakthrough of NFC. And I think Internet of Things has a little bit of the same things, where you do see the infrastructure being there. You do see companies like Schneider chasing this, but the exact timing of a customer requirement and a value proposition that is mature enough to make sense for the customer is hard to predict exactly.